Good day, guys. It's Leonard again here from Facebook group Arbitrage Marketing. I just want to talk to you about the second part of my video. As you know, a few nights ago, I released my video about narrowing down and targeting your avatar. This is the part two. Part one is the market. Part one is simply the identifying your audience through market research, and now this is the part two of the continuation um, of the market research. And now we have some data. Now I have some data to share with you and some good results uh, using this process. I cannot, excuse me, cannot emphasize enough how important the market research and in studying your audience. If you follow this process, I can guarantee you, provided you understood your data, your market research data, and you study your audience, I can guarantee you're gonna make sales. Yeah, because what I'm about to show you, what I'm about to demonstrate to you, is the process that I basically generated, which resulted in sales. And I'm gonna walk you through it step by step on how I've done it. So a lot of people are making most of the stuff that I've seen in the forum. They said I cannot find my avatar. I'm having trouble finding it. I'm having trouble nailing it down. There's not enough information. And I say this to you guys. Guys, use the largest, the biggest search engine on the planet. And it starts with letter G. It's Google. Google it. If you can't find the bloody thing, just Google it. Go into Google and search market research of your niche. And I can guarantee you, you'll find tons of stuff there. Free stuff, available stuff. So don't whine and complain, because remember, searching is reserved for people who find the knowledge. So search it. Use Google or Bing. There's so much information there. Just search it. And that's all I can say to you. So if you if you're having trouble finding your avatar because A, you don't know how, you don't have a process to find it, or B, as I've talked to you in the first video, you starting at the very bottom. You're already at your avatar, and this is what you missed. This is my funnel system. This is what I've used to narrow down my avatar, to laser target my avatar. And I'll explain to you how this thing works. I started from the very general topic, all the way to the very general topic, all the way to the top. See, the most common problem you guys have is you starting here at the very bottom. And look at all that information you missed. You starting here and you're trying to figure out, visualize your avatar. Well, it's not going to work that way, guys. You have to start from the very general information. Going to Google, and this is what I've done. I went into Google, I searched outdoor hobbies, and the first thing came out is this this website, www.skidoo.com. And skidoo.com is kind of similar to eZine articles, where you publish your articles and you put your anchor text there. If you guys know about SEO, it's just for driving traffic, basically, driving traffic and for page ranking and all that kind of SEO stuff. So, so that thing came up, and there are a bunch of topics there. Archery, BMX, bird watching, and or birding, etc. And I couldn't find what I'm looking for. So I went back into Google. Google it again. Market research on archery. And one of the first biggest website came up is this website, archerytrade.org. So archerytrade.org. And at the bottom of that page, I saw these research materials. It's archery participation among adults. It's a couple of years old report, a research market. Let me rephrase that. It's a couple of years old research market materials. But remember, this thing what you have to remember about archery market, it has steadily grown. So this data here, this research materials, it's even more important than it was first published a couple of years ago. Okay, because the archery market has grown since then. So I've studied it, I broke it down, and I studied my audience. Now you've probably seen this when I posted this last night in our forum, okay? And I titled it "Study Your Audience" because that's what the audience. That's what the market research is about. It's about the audience, guys. This is the breakup of my market. It tells me what it is. Now, despite of that, I still made mistakes, and I explain it to you how I made the mistakes and how I corrected it. The first thing you need to understand is get your data first. Get a market research. Read it twice, read it 3 times. You break it down. If you have your market research, this is a quantitative analysis. Quantitative means deals with numbers, something that you can measure. Okay? So here you go. You got your gender. Male population is 59% of archery. Female is 41%. The median age is 37. That's not the average, the median. There's a difference between the average and median. You just Google it, guys. I don't have time to explain it here because I got so many things to cover. The age, okay, 45% is between 35 and 54. Okay, and the region, look at this. Okay, the biggest region is in the south. Is the south of the United States. Second biggest is the Midwest. Now, for some reason, I don't know, for some reason, I picked Midwest. I have no idea where the Midwest. So I have to go into Google and search it. And when I looked at it, I said, okay, that's North Dakota there, all the way to Ohio. Okay, and you got Kansas, Missouri, and Illinois, and all those other states. And they have South. Now, South is the biggest region in archery. The data tells me here. And for some reason, I don't know why, I picked Midwest. I think it's just the word Midwest. I think there's a battle of Midwest. It's back in the Second World War II. There's a battle in Midwest and Pacific. I think that's where I got the idea. So for some reason, I picked that up. I picked that region. I don't know why. So anyway, so I began to construct my audience down here. It says the population, okay, the population of those region, okay, 56% of them are interested in archery, and 59% of them are male. Okay, the age of the male of the mature audience is 35 and 54, and I picked. Well, I'm gonna have to pick here. So people's gonna ask me. Some of you guys gonna ask me, well, why did you pick, Midwest? Why didn't you pick South or something? Well, I'm gonna have to make a decision which region I'm gonna target, right? Because there's millions of people in here. I don't want to blow my budget. I don't want to smoke my budget. So I'm gonna have to pick. So when you come across your data, it's too large. You're gonna have to decide which one. Okay? Don't let the data dictate you. You dictate what you want. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna dictate what I want here. I'm gonna pick Midwest for a testing purpose. So that's how I reconstruct my data here. And look at this. Look at this. It says here percentage of rural. Okay, it's 54%. So what this audience is telling me? This is my demographic here. What does it tell me? It tells me if I'm gonna pick Midwest, more than half of the area is rural. Okay, so so it's rural. Okay, and guess what? What I've offered these guys? A necklace. See, I'm not thinking straight here yet. I'm not thinking straight here yet. I'm still in this stage here. I want to get that sales. And most of you guys are in this stage. Your emotion is high. I want to get that sales. I want to find that product. And your logic goes down. Because we are emotional human being, right? We make decisions based on our emotions. So then we justify with logic. And you guys, majority of you guys are still in this stage. And guess what? Your logic, your decision making is very poor. So I was in that stage about a couple days ago, okay? And so I was looking at my data here, and I said, okay, that's my population there. That's my test population. I'm gonna sample that population. That's my sample population. So I started reading again. I started going back into Google and searching for more. So here's what I found. When I look for archery, keyword archery, this website here came up. It's one of the biggest websites. And guess what? The pictures I'm looking at. It's my audience, right? Mostly kids. Okay? But if I look at my data, it says mature audience, medium age 37. That's my range, 35 to 54. But if I look at this website, I said, wow, well, why don't I target that? So I'm deep into my research now, right? I'm right here now, guys. I'm right all down here. I'm breaking it down and studying it. See, your biggest problem is you start here. See, you miss all that, a lot of information there, the general population. I talked about this in the first video. Look at the general population, survey the landscape, okay? Look at who are your players. Look at them. And then you gotta pick one. Which one you gonna pick? Okay, people ask me, well, why did you decided to pick, camping? Or why did you decided to pick survival preppers? Guys, you gotta pick one. Because when you look at your market is so broad. Remember what Ben said. Market to one person. So you gotta pick one. So I'm picking archery. See those? Outdoor hobbies. There's a lot of them. So I'm gonna have to pick one. So I've selected archery. I mean, I could have gone the other way, BMX or bird watching. I mean, bird watching, that's pretty boring stuff, right? I mean, what are you gonna get with bird watching? I mean, the only bird watching I've seen is the movie Birdwatch, Bird on a Wire or something like that with Mel Gibson and Goldie Hawn. So that's probably a very old movie anyway. So I'm not interested in bird watching. So I picked archery, right? Okay, move on. So you guys are gonna pick. You're gonna have to pick your audience, right? You're gonna have to pick which one to target. So you have to start from the broad, and then you narrow it down till you get your research data or data. And when I looked at this website and look at this audience, young people, and then there's also an adult participating in archery. So I went back to my stats, and sure enough, there is the female 41% of the population. Okay, but I'm still not trusting my data here. Okay, that's one of my first mistake. I did not trust my data. You know what? I went straight here. I target those audience because my emotion is kicking in, still high. When I get that sales, and you guys are into this stage, you know, you guys, I'm gonna explain to you what mistakes that you guys are currently doing, why you're not making the success that you're supposed to be having. And so I targeted these guys, and guess what? Here's my first offer. When I target this audience, they simply blew my budget. They smoked my budget. Why? Because my offering is so enticing, but these people can't purchase it, can they? No. So what happened to my data? I simply ignore it. First mistake. So I went back into my. So that's the first offer, and it's just bummed out. Now, even I have the stats data with me, the data with me here right in front of me, I still didn't listen to it. Okay? And then the second one is I looked at my data again. It says the population of male is 59%, between 45% of them is between 35 and 54. But somehow, as I said to you, I picked my region, Midwest, and then I put together a campaign. Now, this is my sample population, and 54%, okay? More than 50%, more than 50% of this is, well, according to that stat, is rural. And guess what? I offer them this. The second biggest mistake again. See, my stat is telling me Leo, Leonard, says your audience is 54% lives in the rural. And what the heck you offering them that? So that's my second biggest mistake, guys. Now tell me, can Facebook tell you the Midwest map? Tell me, can Facebook tell you the percentage of rural area? I doubt it. I doubt it can tell you that. I doubt it will tell you this. Who influenced them? I doubt it. I doubt it tells you what ratio of archery interest is that. I doubt it. You go to Facebook Grab, research that. One guy, one guy criticized me, because you're not using Facebook search grab correctly. Well, that's load of baloney. I'm not looking for Facebook grab. I'm looking for statistics, facts, and figures that I can rely, so I can use for my campaign. So, I don't think Facebook grab will tell you that. So that's my second biggest mistake. Now, so I paused my campaign. It's been running, and my budget is just being smoked. And my data here is already here, right? My data is already here, guys. And it's staring, the answer is staring me in front of me. Staring me in the face. The answer. So I went back to the map and says, what the hell is going on here? The Midwest, it says 54% is rural. And then I went back to Google and searched my data again. I'm not looking for quantitative data now. I'm not looking for numbers. I'm looking for qualitative data, a discussion. Okay? Discussion. And I found this site, and I can't show you where it is because I've forgotten all about it. The only thing I remember is the biggest gathering of archery in the United States is held in Texas. And where is Texas, guys? Where is it? It's in the South region. And why the hell didn't I pick that in the first place? I don't know. That's the thing that you're going to have to decide. When you sampling your data, you're going to have to pick. Now, if incorrectly, well, self-correct and pick the right one next time. Because that's a good thing about when you do a test and measure, right? Okay, so I went back here and I looked at the map and says, well, that's Texas there. And then the other part it says is Illinois. So Texas is the south, Illinois is the Midwest. So I targeted those two states. Okay. Now tell me, can Facebook Grab tell you, okay, the second biggest or the biggest archery state is Texas and the biggest archery is Illinois? Does Facebook Grab tell you that? No, it doesn't. So I'm not basically relying on Facebook. Facebook is just give me data, raw data. That's all it does. You know, you're gonna have to know what do you want because Facebook will tell you what you want, but it's not gonna tell you this is the right information. You're gonna have to decide. So when you come to Facebook, you know exactly what you want. Okay? If you don't know exactly what you want, you will smoke your budget. Guarantee. And I've smoked my budget many times. And now I pause my campaign and this is what happens. I looked at the figures and I said, what on earth is going on here? I have my data here. I have my research data here, right? And I'm not getting the result I want. Look at this. The female. Remember those kids I targeted? 18 to 34. Those guys smoked my budget. So I posted for a day and analyzed my data and said, I went back to this. Now I'm starting to think. Now I'm in this stage now because I'm really pissed off. I'm right here now, right here. So my logic, my emotions is gone down now. You know, I calmed down now. I said, heck this. Let's analyze this data. What happened? And now my logic is high. See, when your logic is high and your emotion is low, you make a very good damn decision. And this is what happens. So I paused my data for a day. As you see, March 15 here, and there's a gap there. That's March 16 and then March 17. And I targeted the female audience, 34, between 34 and 54, right? My data tells me female audience here, 34, well, 34, it's 35 to 54, closing up, 45%. Sorry, female percentage is 41%. So it's not too far with the male percentage. And that's the age group that I targeted. So let's go back here. So here that's the age group that I targeted, female, and look what happens. I made a sales within 24 hours, guys. I made a sales. And this is my campaign. Now look at this. This is the thing I don't understand sometimes with click-through rate. See my click-through rate? It's less than 1%. Okay? Less than 1% is about 30,500, 3,500 seen it. It was shown one time. Okay? 22 people clicked on it. It's 1%. Okay, and I spent about $31, but my sales is about $36, so I'm still $5 ahead. Okay, see that $36? I'm still $5 ahead. Forget about those grab there because I'm running a different campaign there. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. The statistics tells me the information is right there. I did not use it correctly, guys. The first thing I didn't do is I did not trust it. Okay? So once you get your data, guys, trust it because it's already been done. The audience has already been identified. Just trust it. And then analyze it. I didn't analyze it. It says percentage rural. Well, Leonard, the Midwest is more than 54% is rural, why the hell are you offering a necklace there? You should be offering a bumper sticker or something else for outdoor and things like that. So anyway, when I looked at the data, analyzed it, I went back to the stats, and the answer is just right there. So I tweaked it, and that's what happens. The data is already there, the information is already there. All I have to do is use it correctly. Okay? Now, you guys can replicate this. I've shown you how it works now. I've shown you how you do. Guys, all you got to do is replicate this. You start from here. You get your data, okay? You read those websites related to your niche. And please don't copy my niche. I've worked so hard on this. Please, please, please. Anyway, you can replicate this. You start right there, get some research data, you break it down, study it. Study it. You look at the map. Okay? You look at the map, you look at your audience. I'm studying my audience here. This is what I'm talking about. You study your audience. You read as much as you can about those articles there. Read. Read a day or two. You find a lot of information. Then put together a winning campaign. I can guarantee you will win like this. Now, this is the problem with most people, what I've seen so far. And I'm no exception to this because I've done this myself for the last 3 weeks, guys. And here it is. People go to eBay. They go to eBay first and look for product. And then they go into Amazon, look for the review. And then they go into Facebook, grab search, and look for their community. And then eventually they settle for a Facebook ad. Now, you guys are doing it in reverse. You are starting here. You already started here. And look at all the information you missed. See, remember what Ben said from day one? Remember it? That. What matters? The devil is in the details. And you guys are currently still here. Stop it, man. Stop it. Research your market. Research your market. Research your market, guys. Survey the landscape. Who are your players? You pick an audience. Study it. Get the figures and right. And then put a winning campaign. I bet you're only going to take it one or two. Tweak it one or two. That's all you have to do. And don't do that. Because if you're gonna do the same thing over and over again, well, are you expecting a different result? No. You're gonna get the same result. In summary, I posted this in our group. In summary, you need to identify your audience correctly. Go through my funneling system. Follow that. If you don't have a system, hey, look, a plan is better than no plan, right? So go into the funnel system, copy that, and copy this whole thing, but except for my ad, please. Okay, I'm giving you enough information here, guys. So now, here's the summary. You gotta identify your audience correctly. That's the first thing you gotta do. How am I gonna identify my audience correctly, Leonard? I don't know where to go. Blah blah blah. Use the biggest search engine on the planet, guys. Use it. It will tell you about all your audience easily. I did it in a day, and I live damn in Australia. But how come I can figure it out? If you live in the US, come on, guys, you should be able to do this easily. And get your facts and figures about your audience. And most importantly, study them. I cannot emphasize enough. You gotta study those guys, man. That's the only way you're gonna win this. Because if you don't study them, you just shooting, you're just shooting in the dark. You're flying by the seat of your pants. Don't do it. You burning up budget of your Facebook. Don't do it. I remember one of our members in our forum. She said, Ben, I cannot burn my budget like I cannot burn money because I'm pretty tight at money right now. Unlike the other guys there, I need help, and I can sympathize for her because what's happening is she's doing this. I bet you she's doing this. She's going to eBay, and there's one guy. I just read a post there, and one guy is exactly doing this. He said, "I'm having trouble finding a product in eBay to promote." Obviously, you starting here. You know what? When I did my funneling system, okay, I was deep into my research. I was right about here. I was right about there. You know, studying my stats, looking at the map, and studying it again, going to here. And that's the only time I went into eBay and looked for the product. That's the only time I went into eBay and looked for the product. And I found the product. And then I continue my search. And now you might ask, well, Leo or Leonard, how come you left it too late? Because there's gazillions of product in eBay. There's so many things you can find there. So I'm confident I'm gonna find something that I can sell with these guys. But here is the thing. Now I understood these guys, what their sports and what connects them, right? Because they're so passionate about their sports. And now if I look at my product, this product has got an emotion, it's got an attachment. Remember, people buy on emotion. That's what I said on my post. People buy an emotion, justify with logic. And that's exactly what I did there. I studied my people, my audience, and found a product that speaks about their passion. Okay? So copy this process. If you don't have a plan, copy the whole thing. But please, not my ad. And yeah, and I hope you find this information useful, this presentation. Spent about a couple of hours putting it tonight. What's the time now? It's almost 12 midnight. And that's my Skype ID there. That's my email if you need to contact me. But please, if you have any question, post it in our forum so people can see it, can read it, discuss it. Now, if you have problem in the future, right? If you have problem in the future, you can technical issue and you need help urgently, you can download this application, which helps me to remote control your PC, and we can talk on Skype if you need help. And then I can help you by simply giving me your ID and password. Okay? So, well, I hope you found this information useful, and yeah, and I wish you luck. I think that's probably my last video because I've nailed it down now, guys. I've nailed it down through market research and understanding and studying my audience. Once I figure that out, it's so much easier to market something, so much easier to write something because I've already met them at a psychic level. And that's what Dan Kennedy is saying in his book. Meet them at the psychic level, and it's a lot easier to sell them. And that guy's genius. You should read his book. I bought one of his books, and I'm so impressed. So although I'm impressed, I'm still reading it. So, all right. So I hope you found this presentation useful, and copy the system if you don't have a system, and let's discuss it in the forum if you have any other question. And all right, and I wish you luck, and I hope I'll find some I'll see some good results from you guys. And Ben is working his ass, guys, to help us. And I put this presentation together just to basically help him as well, because he's working his ass just to basically make sure everybody gets the result and no one's left behind. And this is my message to Ben. Hey Ben, if you're watching this, man, no one's gonna be left behind. I'm right behind you, brother. I'm supporting you. So I put this presentation not just for your group to benefit, but for the members as well who are struggling right now. And yeah, so and I said this before. I know there's some smart people in the forum, but they don't want to share a thing. I mean, God bless you if that's what you want. But we know who you are. Anyway, thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the forum. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.